Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma Lefebvre, and today I went to a gorgeous tulip farm that was not far from my house, and I got to handpick 20 gorgeous tulips that I'm completely obsessed with. So today, if you haven't guessed, we're going to be painting some tulips. So let's jump in and get started. But before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I come out with a new video. And that's about it. Let's jump in. Okay friends, so I went to the most gorgeous tulip farm today. Like, look at these tulips. I have some more downstairs that are more of the like regular kind of generic tulips that you find in grocery stores, but these ones are just like insane. I think these ones are like some sort of parrot tulips with those kind of like spiky edges. I don't know what kind these are, but they're absolutely stunning. They're just so gorgeous, but I just really wanted to paint some today. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I don't know, I'm not gonna paint every single one that we have here, but I just wanna look at them and be inspired by some of the colors. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna be painting in my Etchrlab Cold Press Watercolor Sketchbook. This one is like my floral one, which I've been doing all my flowers and stuff in. I recently painted these tulips the other day that I was just hanging around and, you know, messing around with. And I love how they turned out, but now we're going to be painting some more. You know, it's funny. I think peonies used to be my favorite flowers, but I really think tulips have become my ultimate favorite. There's just so many types and they're just absolutely gorgeous, but I also find them one of the most relaxing to paint, and they're easier to paint, kind of. So yeah, so I'm going to be painting in my Etchrlab Cold Press Watercolor Sketchbook, like I just said. I have my Ultimate palette here. I'm just opening this up with my little pins. Oh my gosh, come on, get it together. Okay, just trying to keep it as flat as I can. Then I have my Ultimate palette with tons of different colors and brands. It's all in the description below. And let's just do it. So I'm going to be looking at some of these tulips and just kind of playing around and gaining inspiration with some of the colors that I'm seeing, which are absolutely stunning. I'm so obsessed. It was so much fun to go. But just the way that some of these colors bleed into others, it's just absolutely stunning. So I'm going to grab my size 12. Might try with my 1/2 inch flat brush actually too. So let's just play around and start. So the first one I want to do is this amazing red one with these yellow edges, just because it's really cool. And I'm going to dab the red over top after. So I'm going to start with yellow, and I'm using my flat brush, and I'm just going to create the shape of the petal, all with yellow, because we can layer over the red after, like that. And you see, get another little curve here, and then another petal over this way. And then while it's still wet, I'm gonna grab some red. I'm actually gonna do that with my size 10 round, just because I feel like it will be easier to guide where I want it. And I'm going to start at the top here, and I'm going to drag it down. Is this still wet enough? Actually, that might be drying a little bit. I need it a little bit more wet. Okay. And I need those edges nice and yellow, at least. It's drying too fast. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my red and try again. Okay, so from the center, and then just kind of do this pattern. It's like going down in the same shape as the petal, but the red is like all in the middle. It's so cool. I'm going to do it on this side. And I'm doing wet on wet so I can get that kind of blurred edge like it has on the actual tulip. See that blurred edge? It's so pretty. Then I'm going to grab a little bit of a darker red, like a pearline maroon. Just kind of make it a little bit darker towards the bottom here. Like so. Then I'm just going to grab some more yellow. And just do another top of a petal behind here. So pretty. Like that. Maybe a little bit more pearline maroon. Just for a bit of shadow. Like that. There we go. So pretty. Okay. A little bit in here too. And I'm leaving a little bit of white space in between, just so there's some separation between the petals. Then I'm going to grab some sap green. And I'm going to do stem. Always curve your stems. I feel like I need a little bit of yellow in this green. Like that. Trying to make it as straight as I can. They have like really nice straight stems. A little bit of that red is bleeding into the stem, but that's okay. And there's our first one. So cute. Okay, so I want to do just like a variety of them. I wonder if I should do the stem, or the, not the stem, the leaf right now. I might. I'm gonna kind of do one that's folded over, I think. Like that. Grab a little bit of my moss green. Just kind of hit it underneath that. Pretty. Okay. All right. There's a little ant on my paintbrush. Probably from one of the flowers. Get off my paintbrush. Okay. Okay. All right, let's do another one. There's this, I'm gonna do this like really light purple one. I'm gonna do more of the intricate ones, or I don't know. Oh, this is so difficult. Actually, there's this really cool pink, it's so hard to show, pink one right here, which is like orange and yellow at the bottom, and then like this vibrant pink at the top. I think I'm gonna try that. Okay, so I'm gonna use my round brush again, and I have my pink ready. This is hard because I don't want the pink and the yellow to mix necessarily, but I want to outline my shapes. So I'm just going to take a light wash of yellow. And then kind of do the outline. I know it's kind of hard to see. Has these like folded over, bumpy kind of tips. Okay, so now I kind of have the base of what I'm looking for. I'm just going to wet the whole thing, and then I'm going to drop in the colors so they don't mix, but they bleed into one another. That's the kind of look I'm going for. You want the colors to bleed, but not necessarily mix, because I don't want orange necessarily on it. I want yellow and then a bleed into pink. So to do that, I'm going to grab my yellow. Yellow is more towards the bottom, so I'm going to grab my yellow, put more towards the bottom like this. Always dragging towards the base. Then I'm going to grab my pink, and I'm going to touch the tips and let them bleed and do their thing. Because they have this really cool kind of pattern like this makes naturally with wet on wet. Like so. There's like little hints of kind of pink lines and texture in the yellow part. Like that. Then it's mostly pink up here for the tips of these. And again, you're still kind of leaving those white spaces in between the petals. They can touch, like it's touching right there, but just not too much. They can touch in some areas, but you don't want it. You want to leave a little bit of that white space. I'm just going to drag some pink lines through. Get a little bit of yellow. Tap it there, there. Such a cool flower. So a little bit more dark pink towards the tips. Like so. All right. Then the stem. Always have that slight curve to your stem. Grab my moss green. Gonna have like a curvy kind of covered leaf here. I'm just taking some darker green and just giving a little bit of texture to the leaf. Maybe even a darker green. So pretty. These are so bright. They're amazing. Okay. Then I want to do just like a light purple. So I have this other kind of light purple one that I want to do there. So I'm just going to take a light wash of this, or it's a bit more pinky. And I'm going to do, this one's a little bit smaller. This petal shape. That. This one here. This one's a bit more open, so you're gonna see a bit more. That. The petal in between here. That. And there's one petal behind here. Okay. Just very simple. Like that. And then I'm gonna grab a bit more pink, I think, and add it. And I'm just gonna go down. I gotta love this instruction out there right now. I'm gonna do some lines. It's kind of dried, but I don't mind the texture right now of the darker lines. I don't mind that. It gives it an interesting texture to the petal. I like that one. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna leave it before I ruin it. And then grab my green for another stem. A little too thick. Right here. Just mop it up a bit. Try to make it a bit thinner. There we go. And then grab our colors. And just have this one kind of have its leaf just right by its side. Or even a smaller one there too. Like so. All right, so let's let this completely dry and then we can just add a little bit more detail to it. Okay, now that it's dry, let's add a little bit more detail. So just a little bit of pink and a little bit of orange. I'm just gonna add some faint lines. Like so faint. On the bottom. Just for a little bit more texture to it. Like that. And then if you wanted a little bit more on stem, you could. I'm going to take my darker green and cut right here where the leaf would be coming in front. And I'm going to just shade the stem behind just a little bit. So there you go. It just kind of pops out a bit more. And then if you want to add some more lines, texture to your leaves, you can do that. Any kind of folds, you can like cross right over. Create that darker underneath. Up to you. Like that. This red one. Just want a little bit more detail. Oops. I'm just making it a little bit darker behind, just so this front one kind of stands out, that front petal. And then the same kind of with this one. I'm just going to go behind just so this front petal kind of pops out a bit more. Like that. Just a little bit of extra detail to some of them. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop there just because I don't want to do too much, but we're gonna stop here today. I do want to paint more of my tulips because there's some more absolutely stunning ones, but that's where I wanted to go with that one today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to check back for our next part where I paint some more different tulips because this is just too much fun. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye.